I feel like Josh Allen doesn't trust any of his wide receivers right now, and I don't blame him. But I'm not sure how you fix this offense.
Trust is an issue on this team on both sides of the ball.
This is the Buffalo Plus Podcast.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Buffalo Plus Podcast. Mike Catalana along with Dan Fates. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We thank you for being with us. Again,
It'll make you feel better.
we think, because you need a break on this team. Abysmal is the way this game went. Embarrassing in many ways.
Yeah.
Dan, where do we start with this? Because I looked at it and thought, well, the defense was historically bad in the first half.
Yeah.
Yet they kept them in the game and gave them a chance. And then the offense decided, you know what? We don't want this game. We'll just give it back to Atlanta.
I feel like I could throw a dart at this roster and point out a flaw in a lot of different areas right now. And to me, let's start with the quarterback. Like, it wasn't good. And I'm not saying Michael Penix was great, but I said that I thought last week Josh Allen got outplayed by Drake May. Nothing looks easy for Josh right now. He's reverting back to that backyard football. It felt like the 2019 playoff game in Houston when Josh is looking to lateral the ball down the field and shoveling passes all over the place. It's not clean. We tried to ask Josh, one, if he injured his hand in the first half. He said no. The next question was, are you playing fully healthy? He said yes. You have to take him at his word. He doesn't look right. He looks like a guy that was babying the football at times. He also looks like a guy that is throwing the ball and kind of aiming it because he doesn't know if his guys are going to win.
The Falcons did not respect the Bills' wide receivers. They knew those guys were not going to get open. It is a fatal flaw with this team. And so what do? When they know those guys can't get open, they just attack the quarterback. Some of the new numbers, the early numbers, 56% of the snaps he got blitzed. And it's easy to say, well, just dump it off and just throw it to this player. He was under siege in this game, and then that's what leads to the bad decisions.
Yep.
And guys are not open. Let's just not kid ourselves. Josh Palmer got open, made 2 plays for them, and then, of course, he got hurt. But guys don't get open. They needed Keon to step up. Nothing out of him in this game.
And Josh mentioned that.
Yeah.
They had opportunities. For as bad as the defense was in the first half offensively, you had the ball with 2 chances to tie the game, and one was a 3-and-out that was so uninspiring and uncreative. I hadn't seen that since Ken Dorsey was the offensive coordinator.
Joe Brady has not had a good 2 weeks here. And I was pissed off watching that handoff to Shakir. And I know it's Shakir.
It's
not like Dawson
Elijah Moore.
Knox. I mean Elijah Moore. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Elijah Moore. And I'm watching it and I'm thinking, okay, this is a guy who runs these kind of plays. It is 3rd and 2. You are near midfield. You have a chance to drive down. If you run it and don't get it, you go for it on 4th down. They go backwards. You talk about too cute. You're trying to be cute. It was ugly. It was dumb.
So Josh and Joe Brady said, well, if the plays work, Joe Brady said earlier in the week, it's BS. If
It's
the
a
play
bullshit
works,
answer. Yeah.
if the play works, then it's a great play. I don't agree, because if you would have told me before the ball is snapped, hey, we're going to run a jet sweep and try and get tricky, I'd say this is a bad idea, even if it works. So that pisses me off. And what drives me nuts is that finally Josh Palmer gets involved in the offense, okay? And he goes out. I get it. The Bills were banged up today, okay? There was no Curtis Samuel either.
Right. Yeah, no Dalton Kincaid, no Curtis Samuel.
Okay. I understand all of that. But I watched the San Francisco 49ers play with you, me, and Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
And they were able to scheme up plays for their best player. It was almost abuse what they did to Christian McCaffrey a few weeks ago when they gave him the ball 25 times in the first half. But James Cook's coming off the field on 3rd and must-haves. I don't understand this philosophy, and this has been so good earlier in the year where it's just feed James and all of these things. I don't understand, and I just don't want to hear the BS excuse of, 1, if the play worked out, it would have been great, and 2, their injuries.
Last year, when they took James off the field, the other guys made plays.
Yes.
Right?
Great point.
Ty Johnson was great in the passing game. And look, Ray Davis did catch a pass, got a touchdown.
Sure.
Great. but it's not in even a remote part of the offense most of the time. So, I thought Joe Brady had been trending in a pretty good spot for himself, certainly coming into this year. But sometimes you just do the simple and do it over again. Protect your quarterback, help your offensive line, run the damn ball. You got James Cook. I don't understand, especially in that circumstance. You got a blocked field goal. And I joke a lot of time. Greg Rousseau made a play. Great. That was not expected. They don't block field goals. He makes the play. You've got the ball. After all this mess, you're right there in the middle of the field, driving down. The Falcons got to be like, uh-oh. Like, these guys are going to tie the game. And then you go backwards, and then you punt the ball to them. And basically, it didn't end the game because they eventually got it back. But they gave up the field goal at the end, and then it was over.
Dan Orlovsky talks about it a lot with the really good offenses. The Colts are a prime example. They're doing the simple things and making it look complex. That is what the Falcons did.
Yeah.
Bijan Robinson was everywhere. He was all over the field. He was out wide. He was in the backfield. He was in motion. Same with Drake London. He's outside. He's in the slot. You have to scheme up plays in this type of game. And look, Dalton Kincaid has emerged. I'm not going to try and sit there and say that losing him doesn't hurt a little bit. But he doesn't save that game, in my opinion. So there are big problems. The fact that nobody is open, it is the same story we have heard. And you want to know what? Drake London is stuffed because he ate everything. And they had Curly Larry.
No. You got to share the ball. Everybody eats. Doesn't everybody eat?
It's just so.
Because they have a number one. And they didn't care what the Bills were doing. They're like, we're throwing to them. I mean, poor Taron Johnson, I'd say this, 5'11", 185 pounds.
5'11", Taron is very generous.
Okay, I'm giving him that.
Yeah.
Against 6'4" Drake London, and he basically dunks over him. He goes up and grabs the ball. Like, they just throw it to him. He's technically covered, and they throw it to him. And I know the Bills don't have a Drake London. I know it'd be different. But to your point, those two guys ate the whole freaking buffet.
They're stuffed.
They just kept going, we're going to go.
299 yards of offense from those two, I believe, in the first half.
And they were that close to another touchdown. So we'll get to the defense, but your point about the offense is, well, first of all, I would say this. They had an identity last year. They have no identity right now. And they have found a way to make your quarterback extremely frustrated. You are right. He's made some mistakes. They've pushed him into some of these mistakes. He's out there looking. There are times guys are open. Not that often. And, and he was banged up. He can say what he wants. He was shaking his hand. He didn't throw the ball for a couple of plays. He didn't throw it particularly well. It's no excuse. But he is frustrated with the way this offense is. And I'm sorry, Joe, you got to do better. Joe Brady's got to be better because he was not, as they say, putting the players in the best position to win.
And again, I have always said that, honestly, the best thing about this offense is not the wide receivers because they don't get open. The tight ends have been okay. But in all honesty, the offensive line has been, in theory, over the last year and a half, the best unit in football.
Yeah.
They got dominated tonight by a team that I don't think is more physical than them. And that has got to drive Sean McDermott crazy. And I can read the comments right now. I'm going to do my Letterman, okay?
That was Johnny Carson.
Oh, was it Carson? Okay.
Yeah.
The Bills will never run a successful screen. I just want you to know that. It's not allowed.
The last time I'm trying to think when it was.
Fred Jackson.
Thurman Thomas.
Okay.
No, they're
'Cause I know
terrible
they're the
at that.
comments.
They are terrible at screens.
It's
But
so
the
frustrating.
offensive line spent a lot of time backing up, trying to handle the blitz. That one play when McGovern came out,
That was bad.
they did a quick little stunt, and Josh got sacked by like 7 guys, and they brought pressure. So O-line plays a part in this. Wide receivers play a huge part in this. Josh plays a big part of it.
Yep.
And so does Joe Brady, and it's bad.
It's bad.
I have way more faith in them getting that fixed than I do the defense because we've seen the offense be good. I mean, they can be better.
I think you said it best. In the first half, you tweeted, Josh Allen deserves more.
Yeah.
It's just not fair. So I guess I just look at this team where I say Michael Penix is such a flawed quarterback in every sense compared to Josh Allen. And you make his life so much easier. And Josh's life these last 2 weeks and in playoff games and in big moments, his life has been so hard.
Yeah.
And that is so frustrating.
Let's talk a little bit about the defense. Well, first of all, let's talk about him in the first half. Sean was adamant and I know you're all over Sean McDermott. You have a right to be. He's
Sure.
a defensive head coach. The defense stinks. Some of it is certainly on him. Some of it is on Bobby Babich. But they do not have the dudes. And I'm telling you, he talks about positioning. And it sounds so, oh yeah, fundamentals and be in your spot. That's defense in the NFL. And then when they are in the right spot,
Making a play?
flailing away at the running back.
Ow.
Like, that dude is a stud, but he doesn't do that to everybody.
Nope.
Like, he was averaging 90 yards a game in this when he had, 130 at halftime or whatever it was?
Yep.
They were embarrassingly bad, historically bad. 335 yards in the first half.
It looked like the Falcons were playing 7-on-7.
Yeah.
Like where there's no offensive line and you're just going through a walkthrough of your offense. That's what it looked like. And again, I understand the blame for Sean and Bobby. Absolutely. Sean doesn't tell Ed to line up off sides.
Yeah.
And
He doesn't tell Greg Rousseau to line up offside.
doesn't tell Jordan Phillips to jump in a spot where there's no
Actually, I think they did that on purpose. Very quick. 2 minutes left in the game. You have 3 timeouts. Your only hope is to stop a field goal that they miss it. It's your only hope. I guess they could fumble. So you jump off sides there. Automatic first down. It was 3rd and 1. Automatic first down. Now you keep your 3 timeouts inside of 2 minutes. I actually think they did that one on purpose. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt here. Because that allowed them to still have 1:40 left in the game. If they would have missed the field goal, they would have been driving to tie it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. I'll find out. But I think I'm trying to give them something because the rest of it was bad. Now, let's say this. I was so happy Jordan Poyer came in the game because
So
no,
scary.
I'm saying this
I know.
because
I know what you're saying.
can't watch Cole Bishop play back there anymore. I will give him this. He got, toasted there when Bijan's gone to the end zone. At least he touched him. Nobody else on the defense touched him. I just don't think he's a good enough player to be a starter in the NFL. And Taylor Rapp had a rough game, especially in that first half.
Angles.
Terrible. And then missed tackles on the line.
Jordan Phillips on the screenplay in like the fourth quarter on that drive. I think he missed the running back 3 times. I think he might get credited with 3 missed tackles on one play. And again, it's big lanes that you and I can run through. It's when they're there, they don't make the play. And again, you force the fumble on the first play of the game. What a momentum swing.
And Rousseau's lined up
and
offsides.
you're lined up offsides.
Yeah. I mean, it was close, but you just cannot do that. It's idiotic.
That's Jetsian.
Yes.
You shoot yourself in the foot and then in the back of the head.
Yeah. And then this team cannot play man defense in the secondary. Christian Benford is running around. It's made him not look good. He's not playing well, but they torture the other corners when they're out there.
I'm going to say something really snarky.
Go ahead.
I thought Ryan Nielsen was going to help this defense play more man coverage.
Yeah, well, all I know is the defense.
The team that he left
with the Jags is much better this year. Sean's got to do something. This is on him.
Could you see him? Do you think there's a possibility he takes back play calling
Yeah.
going into the bye week?
And I'm not totally blaming it on Babich because.
But I think you
guys,
have to do something.
You got to do something to change it up.
He
You got to
wore
get
glasses tonight. I respected.
He really wanted to see that.
I respected changing the vibes.
I would say this. I do like watching Shaq play. I see those veterans. They may not be the fastest guy and the toughest guy or strongest guy, but they played. Deion Walker made 4 plays, tackle for losses. Sean mentioned, though, he's probably out of his run fits a lot.
Deion Walker was the one bright spot in a sea of turds this game. He was the only one I saw making plays, and I get it.
I just want to bright spot in a sea of turds. That is so fitting for this game. It really is.
He was the only one I saw making plays.
Yeah.
And you're right. maybe he's going out of his run fit lanes. I
But
understand
at
that.
least he's
But
getting
I look at
pressure.
this, I'm watching this game, and I'm going, somebody has to do more than their 111th.
Yeah.
Like that's what's going through my head is I'm going, okay, everybody's doing their 111th, and somebody's getting torched, and you're getting open. So somebody's got to do something above and beyond, and I saw Deion Walker make multiple plays in the backfield.
Yeah, he did. I think he had credit with 4 tackle for losses. Bernard went out of the game. Honestly,
Not good.
they didn't miss him as much. I thought the linebackers played better in the second
They were
half.
fine.
I mean, and Dorian Williams made a play on a pressure. They did get a decent amount of pressure on the quarterback in the game.
And they had 2 chances to swing the game. Shaq dropped a pick, and Greg Rousseau,
Yeah,
AJ Epinesa read a wide receiver quick screen
and deflected it right into his hands.
Bijan.
No, Shaq, that was a pick 6.
Yep.
And he made the play right there, and I think he would have tied the game. Look, even if they would have made a play, even if Josh would have driven them down there, this team's got a lot of issues. This is not where you go, hey, they got by, or this was a tough one. No.
Nope.
No, they've been outplayed. They got
50%
outplayed
of the season.
the whole Baltimore game until the end. And it was a great fourth quarter. They outplayed the Jets, obviously. They got outplayed for a good portion of both the Miami games and the New Orleans games.
Yep.
And they were able to figure that out and get it done. And since then, honestly, when Josh is getting outplayed by 2 young quarterbacks like this, that's on both the Bills' offense and the Bills' defense, because the offense isn't helping the quarterback. And all this happens on my birthday.
We rehearsed this. Do it again. Hit it again.
All this happens on my birthday.
How was the play, Mrs. Lincoln?
Other than that, how was the play?
Let's do it again. Let's run one more back.
One last time. And they did all of this on my birthday.
Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play?
Yeah, yes, there we go.
I'm fighting
Other than-
a battle. Sorry about this being your birthday. I am going
I don't
half
care.
speed.
Yeah.
I am half speed. So that I thought Deion Walker was the one bright spot. Josh talked about they had opportunities, and when guys went down, he said those are opportunities for other guys to step up, a la Keon Coleman, a la Elijah Moore, and neither of them did. So that's, again, this to me feels
Oh, wait a minute.
roster construction.
Can we say this? Okay, a lot of this is on Brandon Beane. I'm sorry, everybody sort of bounces around this. Criticize Sean all you want. Field day, him, Babbage, Brady. We're criticizing Josh, all the players. This roster's not good enough. He went out to get players. Now, the savior is coming.
He's not.
Michael Hoyt is not. Bruce Smith, Bruce isn't dead. Mason, the second coming of, well, that still works that way. He's not Bruce Smith.
Yeah.
Prime Bruce Smith. I think Michael Hoyt can help them, but it's like, oh, well, Michael Hoyt and Ogunjobi are coming in. That's great. They need bodies. They need guys that can play. But
You want a really hot take?
go ahead. Go ahead.
I might take Enda Von Miller more than Joey Bosa.
Wow, that hurts.
That is what I think of Joey Bosa this season.
Yeah.
Non-existent.
Yeah. Look, the free agents they brought in on defense, they're depending on Trey. They brought in Bosa, gave him a lot of money, and the other guys they signed, nobody on defense is impactful at all.
Also,
And the
You
only
wanna
draft pick that's impactful is Deion Walker.
and do you want to hear how things get worse? Well, I know it's worse. Sean McDermott said that Daquan Jones, quote, popped his calf.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys.
And that happened in warm-ups. So, yeah, you were already down.
And that's all he
players.
said.
Yeah.
So he was asked if he's out for the season, things like that. I guess you can read between the lines of it's an Achilles
All right.
when you pop it.
It didn't sound good
But that's all he
for
said.
that to happen. All right. Let's give people something to make you feel, at least not necessarily that it's, this is going to be fixed. Where do they go? Like, what do they do? I'm with you. I think he needs to make a drastic move on defense. And I think that the quickest one is saying he's going to call the plays. I think I'm with you on that. And it's like I'm blaming Bobby. I'm with
Yep.
you on this. I don't think the players are good enough. I'm sorry. You know, everybody, I was seeing people tweeting tonight, well, the Bills spent all these resources on defense and it's not working. I'm like, dude, whoever's saying that, are you watching this team? None of those resources are out there.
Yep.
All the draft picks are injured except for Walker, and the free agent is Bosa. And he's making $16 million a year. He's not making that much difference. And offensively, yes, the guys on the radio got, yelled at about wide receiver being this. You ask Josh, get Josh. We get him. Josh, let's get him to be honest. He knows it's not good enough for him. And then you watch the damn Chiefs, and they got like 5 fast guys running around, and they're going to get Rice back.
Yep.
So it's very frustrating. And look, the AFC is going to be a muddled mess throughout the whole year. And this team has done this before. Last year they lost 2 in a row and then got their act together.
Yep.
And they looked bad in those 2 games. Houston and Baltimore. They looked bad. And then they turned it on. So it's not that they can't do it. I just don't know if this team's equipped to do it.
What I want them to do, call the Bengals, get TJ Hendrickson.
He left the game with an injury.
Don't like that.
Yeah. They need a corner more than anything. I think right now I look at this team and I go, you need a corner.
They need a lot. They need a lot.
Yeah, they need a corner that can play athletically and play some man, and that's not there. And look, you could say, somebody's at home saying, well, maybe Max. Max has never played. It would be great if Max was healthy. I saw him out here again. I have no idea if he's going to come back this season. So they got a lot of problems. And they're in second place. Patriots are in first, and right now the Patriots are a better team than them.
I agree.
Oh, that's sickening.
That sucks.
Yeah. All right.
But how was the play, Mrs. Lincoln?
Yeah. This is bad. We're in Atlanta. Atlanta's had their other issues. God, if we were it'd be Washington. We need to be in Washington for that, right? Ford's Theater in Washington?
Yeah.
Is where that happened? You don't know.
Yeah.
He's just saying that. We're going to have a little fun this week. On Wednesday, we are going to do a Hot Ones. So we're going to ask you, and you can put them in here, or we'll put out a post too, questions. And Jenna's going to ask, we're going to ask each other questions, and we're going to eat hot wings and have fun.
Yes.
On Wednesday in the bye week.
Yes.
And we're going to rip a lot of people, and we're going to answer your questions. And we're also going to hear from Ernie Clement, awesome dude. Yeah, Blue Jays are in a rough spot, down 2-0, but we talked to Ernie, huge Bills fan, about his love of the Bills, so you'll see that interview too. We'll have a little fun, and then you guys can enjoy the bye. Just enjoy not watching this team for a little bit.
Agreed.
Wrap it up?
Yeah, that was not a fun podcast to
No.
record. How about that?
Man, I'd like to say something. I'm trying to think.
Deanne Walker.
The national anthem was awesome tonight.
Yeah, I hope Josh Palmer is not really badly injured because that was the first time I saw him.
I think it was an ankle. I'm hoping that was just a bad sprain. He got up. Man, so many guys were banged up. So
There were so many people in the blue medical tent. At one point,
Yeah.
Connor McGovern went in. Josh Palmer tried to go back in the tent, but Connor McGovern was there. Cole Bishop was just getting treatment right here on the sideline for his cramps. It was crazy.
Anyhow, okay. For Dan Fates, I'm Mike Catalana. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Jenna will be back with us on Wednesday. I know you guys miss Jenna. At least you'd be seeing Jenna with us.
Yes.
That would be a plus. But instead, you're just seeing these 2 schmoes here trying to get you ready. So that's going to do it for us. And we'll see you Wednesday with the latest Buffalo Plus podcast.